All right, peoples.
Welcome to everyone. If I can witness a good land, presence here now to felt by her included, then that would be something.
So, getting ready for work. Head out any second. So, I watched a video. Watched a few videos. Gosh dang it, I just want to make a live stream so bad, but hold on real quick.
Sometimes life takes unexpected turns.
All right. Sorry, people. Why does it keep saying I'm turning and I'm not turning? So, Shaman RTP, I watched some videos and I wanted to talk a little bit about the Bucs, man. Every time I watch a Bucs video now, it's just Quan Alexander lost, man. I can't say it enough, you know. Losing Quan is huge, man. I watched a mic'd up video of Bo Allen, Bo, whatever, and there was this one part that I loved, and it was Mark Duffner, defensive coordinator. Mark Duffner is on the sideline. He's not up on the top like Mike Smith was, which, you know, I always thought about it. We've had debates. Would you rather have your defensive coordinator up top, watching the game from the top, or would you rather have him on the sideline? Me personally, I'd rather have my defensive coordinator up top because I feel like you can see the game better as far as like the all 22 view in the sky. You don't get the feel of the game better. Only when you're on the sideline you get the feel of the game better. The feel of the players, the feel of the game, period. You get it a lot better when you're on the sideline. So there's you know, pick your poison. What do you rather have or whatever. But there is one other thing that I loved about Mark Duffner on the sideline. And that is the fact that I don't know if it was after the half. I'm pretty sure it was. Had to have been because Quan hurt himself like right before the half. Mark Duffner basically pulled the defense together and was like, we got to play for Quan. He gives his all. Y'all got to give your all for 30 minutes, blah, 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 blah. This and this and that. And just was going off and was like, man, like, damn, like, pump me up. I was like, yeah, man, like, that's what we need, man. We need a coach that could get them pumped up like that. Watching some of the what was I gonna say? Oh, some of the other interviews or whatever, they were discussing how the defense is a lot simpler now. Um, so I mean, that's a good thing. I've always wondered, like, why make it difficult? I don't understand. If you can make it simpler, why make it difficult? And you know what? I think the best defenses are simple defenses. Um, now, um, Tampa 2 was one of the best defense, but it took a. I don't know if I don't know if it's exactly simple. It seems like it's not that hard, but according to everybody, the Bucs, that Tampa 2 took a few years to get used to and learn how to play it. But I always felt like now the league's defenses have all the defenses in the leagues that are good are really simple. And the only reason why I think that, not because I've watched every defense and I know that they're all simple, I feel like they have to be simple for the simple fact that a lot of these defenses that are really good are usually good no matter who's playing. If someone gets hurt, someone comes in, they're still good. Which in my opinion means that whatever it is that they're doing defensively, it's that simple that anybody could come in and play. For instance, uh, Carolina's defense is like that. Now, obviously, when they lose um, Luke Kuechly, it's obviously a different defense. They don't seem well as well put together as they would when Kuechly's there, because Kuechly puts everybody in the right spot and stuff like that. But as far as that, no, anybody that gets hurt and any new person that comes in, there's no breakdowns. There's nothing. People might get beat because of the talent that they have at corner and stuff like that. But there's no like mix up or breakdowns or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So in my eyes, there has to be some way that Ron Rivera made that Tampa 2 a little bit simpler. Because everybody has their own version of Tampa 2. So there's got to be something to that. There's got to be something to that. Now, oh, I don't know, and this is my thing. I don't know why. Like, was that last year or the year before? The year before last year, the very first year we had Mike Smith, right? We did terrible. Then the second half, Mike Smith made everything very simple. Freaking balled out, just like we balled out um last against the Browns, which is why I feel a little bit more confident now, because I feel confident that that's really who we could be, because we looked like that with Mike Smith when he made everything simpler. Like, as soon as everything was simpler, everybody balled out. Bradley McDougal balled out. Um, um, our safeties were balling out. Levante Quan were balling. Everybody was balling out. As soon as we made everything simpler, everybody was balling out. I don't understand. Maybe one of you guys can teach me football right now. I don't know. I don't understand why. If you make everything simple and everybody's balling out, why do we have to make it difficult? Like, why do we say, okay, it's simpler now, but I got to make it more difficult? Like, I don't understand. The only thing that I could think of is so the offense can't see what we're doing um, as easy. But I feel like it's playing blackjack. I look at it like the way I play blackjack. I hate when people say, "Oh, if it's a two, you hit. If it's a blah blah." I look at it like this: if there's any chance, what's good, Dre? If there's any chance that I'm gonna bust, if I hit, if it's a 12, I'm probably not gonna hit. It's really a less chance of me hitting. Why would I take, even if the guy has what it looks like 16 or 18, if he has an 8, if the dealer has an 8 on the face card, or even a 10, why take the chance to say, man, he might have a 20, so let me hit even if it's a 12 that I have. why take the chance and hit? I'm just gonna see what you do. Let you take that chance. You flip it over, you got a 20, I lose. It is what it is. You flip it over and you don't got a 20. You got some. Let you take that hit and you take the chance. I look at that like defense. Like why? I understand that you try to make things difficult so the quarterback can get confused. But why take the chance of having us confused when we're trying to confuse them? You know what I'm saying? Why make the defense so hard where we're trying to confuse the offense, but it's so hard that we get confused sometimes? It don't make sense to do that. Like I rather the offense know what we're doing and we know what we're doing and we just let our talent take over. I'd rather that happen than to let a rookie or which was happening to us all the time, a rookie or a quarterback that's not very good have good games because we're confusing ourselves trying to confuse a quarterback that's not even good in the first place anyways. Even if he knew exactly what we was doing, he probably wouldn't be good enough to complete the pass or to go down the field on us. But now he's looking good because we're so confused that we're having busted coverage and that's making it really easy for him. That's my problem. I don't understand why make it that difficult. It don't make sense. Why take the chance of confusing us because we're trying to confuse them. It's just there's just some things in football that I feel like shoot. I need to go. I'm over here talking. Forget. Hold on. I forgot I was getting ready for work. Get all my stuff. There's just a few things in football that I feel like should be a lot simpler. That I don't understand why. Yo, where's my stuff at? I don't understand why it's so hard. And you know, this is the thing. I used to think that I used to think like, well, obviously RTP, like obviously there's more to football than you think because if it was as simple as you think, I'm talking to myself, is if it was as simple as you think, I'm pretty sure these NFL coaches would do it. You know what I'm saying? And I used to think that. Make sure I have everything. Get some water before I go. I used to think that, like it's obviously a lot harder than you think. It's more difficult than you think. But then there will be times where ESPN will break down what Bill Belichick is doing to teams. He's doubling this person and letting this person go. Or he's using this person as a decoy and actually throw it. And I'm thinking to and they're like, this is why Belichick is a genius because he decides to take him out the game. And I'm thinking to myself, genius? So you tell me nobody else thought about this? Like, I'm thinking these are things that we could do that, but there's more to it. That's why nobody else is doing it. And Belichick be doing things where I'm like, no one else thought of that? Like, duh, that's not genius.
Oh, so then you plugged? Yeah, what a dumb shit. Y'all ready to bust the ass? What's up, Don? Hey,
so ever since I seen that where they were breaking film on things that Bill Belichick was doing, and they made it seem like this is why he's the best coach in the NFL because he's so genius of the plays he's doing and this and that. Ever since that, I was like, yo, okay, if that's what they think is genius, then a lot of these coaches in the NFL are just overthinking things, So that's my whole thing, man. I just don't understand why we have to make things difficult. But anyways, I went way off topic, but so yeah, Duffner has made things very simple, and we're playing a lot better now because of that. Once again, because things are simpler. I love Duffner being on the sideline, pumping up these players, telling them what to do. Now, I spoke about this a little yesterday, but it was more talking about the offense. It was more talking about the offense. Defensively, I kind of feel the same way. Somewhere in the season, we lost our hype. Somewhere in the season, I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know where. But again, these are vibes that I'm feeling, and when I feel it, I'm gonna put it out there. And somewhere down the line, we lost our hype, offensively and defensively. Now, defensively, when it comes to defensively, I always feel like it's the game. Like a lot of people talk about Gerald McCoy and how loser mentality, and some people say that, oh, as long as we have Gerald McCoy, we'll always have this loser mentality. I don't really know how that connects, how Gerald McCoy brings a loser mentality. I don't really know how that connects, but I can understand why they feel like that, because this feel of here we go again basically started since we didn't have our 2002 defense anymore. That whole here we go again attitude started at the end of Gruden's years, before we had Gerald McCoy. Now, I can understand why people connect that feeling with Gerald McCoy, because it's always been like that since Gerald McCoy. But it's been like that before Gerald McCoy with John Gruden, the very last year. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, so a lot of people like to connect those two, and I feel that. I feel like the defense, and the defense has nothing to do with the offense, okay? Like, it would be easy for people to say, oh, the defense feels like, they're not hyped because they got that here we go again feeling because of the offense. It's easy to say that, which, actually, it's not easy to say that, but I don't know. Because the offense is doing their job. They're scoring. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It just feels like the defense easily falls into that feel. And I don't understand, like, how we can't get that away from us. And maybe it's because of it has to be because of the defense. It has to be the feel of the defensive line getting pressure and the secondary letting people run wild back there. Because really, it's such a demoralizing feeling, especially when you're in third and super long. Not just third and long, third and 15, third and 20. And there's a breakdown in the backfield. The D-line gets there fast. The quarterback just throws it. And there's a breakdown in the back in the secondary, and they get a first down. That's so demoralizing, man. And like I said, man, I think all this feeling this bad vibe that I've been getting has started since the Steelers game. Offensively, started since the Steelers game. Defensively, it didn't start till the Chicago Bears game. Okay, offensively, that feeling of the wide receivers like shutting down and like getting that bad vibe, even though we finished that Steelers game strong, I feel like that was the first time I felt it. Going into the half, that was the first time I felt it. And then the whole Chicago game was like that. And I feel like with the defense, the whole Chicago game, the defense, well, not the whole Chicago game. I'll say after the first quarter, the Chicago game, after the first quarter Chicago game, I felt like the defense had that vibe of, here we go again, it's a wrap, we suck, next year. You know what I'm saying? That type of vibe. And that's why I think it was so important for Mike Smith to be changed, because it just, if I feel, I try to put myself in the shoes of the players. And if I feel like, okay, I'm over it, I'm done, I gave up on it, I don't believe in it no more, I know my players feel like that. If I feel like that, I know my players feel like that. So that's why I knew we had to get rid of Mike Smith. I didn't know if we were going to. I knew we should. I didn't know if Dirk Cutter was going to actually do it. And he did it. But that's because of that. I think that's why. That feeling was there, man. So the reason why I bring all this up is to talk about this. Mark Duffner, seeing Mark Duffner, if you guys haven't, go check it out. It's mic'd up. It's a mic'd up video with Bo Allen. Bo Allen's mic'd up, and they have a video of him, and he's going through all this stuff. Bo Allen's, hyping everybody up and stuff. It's a great video. Then there's that little clip of Mark Duffner talking to the defense after Quan got hurt. And when you hear him, you're just like, yo, like, that's what we need. We need that. We need a voice like, that's why I think I would be so important. If I could, bro, I swear on everything I love, if they would hire me and just have me on the sideline, I'd have that team hyped 24/7, bro. Like 24/7. I would not allow that vibe that I'm talking about right now. I will not allow that vibe to happen. I would not. It just wouldn't fly. I would not allow that vibe to happen. And I think having Mark Duffner on the side, I think is good when he talks to these players like that. Keeps them focused. I think JPP has a very good mindset, very good vibe of staying focused and staying in the game. I think Gerald McCoy does, but he's not the type of player that it rubs off on other people. It's just him. He just knows how to keep himself focused on whatever. This is another reason why Quan Alexander was such a huge loss, because Quan Alexander was a player that got everybody else hyped and kept everybody else in the game when people were feeling like, oh man, we let them score, or oh man, here we go again, or oh, they're better than us, or any type of vibe like that. You know what I'm saying? Quan Alexander was good. Even Levante is the same thing like Gerald. Levante is good at keeping himself focused, but he's not good at keeping other people on the field focused. But Quan is, JPP is. I really don't know if there's anybody else like that on the field. But that's why Mark Duffner is very important, to have him on the sideline doing what he did last game. And I really think that could help the defense continue to play hard. I don't think Kendall Beckwith is going to be able to play yet. Hopefully Taylor, now that Taylor is practicing as a middle linebacker, which, man, I hope they don't keep 3 linebackers on the field, man. I hope we stay in nickel the whole time, or at least most of the time, man, because we got Devontae Bond is going to be taking over, or it has to be Devontae Bond. I doubt if it's Minter, that guy we just picked up. I doubt if they put him over Devontae Bond. But then Devontae Bond just got back, so I don't know. I don't know who they're gonna have between those two. But yeah, I hope we stay in nickel. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully now that Darius Taylor is practicing as middle linebacker, hopefully he plays better. He's more prepared. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that works out. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh, Carlton Davis, man. I think it's time that we start respecting Carlton Davis as that nigga, man. I think it's time we start respecting Carlton Davis as that nigga, bro. Carlton Davis could be a shutdown corner. Carlton Davis really could be a shutdown corner, bro. It's like something serious right now. I love it. Once again, I don't know why we don't try MJ Stewart on the outside. I mean, I know right now why, because we need him at nickel. I understand that. But when Vernon Hargreaves comes back, I would love. Vernon Hargreaves needs to play nickel. It's not that I don't think Vernon Hargreaves can play outside. I just think he plays nickel better than he plays outside. I think we can use Vernon Hargreaves on the outside if we really needed to use him on the outside. I don't think he'll like wreck a game for us or anything like that. I think he can play decent on the outside. But I think not only do I think he's a better nickel, but I think he's our best nickel. And I don't think anybody plays the nickel spot better than Vernon Hargreaves. I think Vernon Hargreaves is close to shut down as a nickel corner. So I think we should play him at nickel, MJ Stewart on the outside, but it doesn't feel like they're going to do. We don't know. That's next year. We'll see. But anyways, Carlton Davis is going to be that dude on the outside, bro. I've been saying this since the offseason, and it's just, I've been, in the offseason, I've been really, like, slow to really put my stamp on it, and even in the preseason. But, man, I mean, he shut down AB, and that could have been a fluke. But then he shut down Jarius, not Jarius, what's his name? Not Odell, but the other guy. The other guy that was Odell's best friend in LSU. I can't think of his name right now. Went from Miami. Why can't I think of his name right now? Y'all know who I'm talking about. The wide receiver from Miami that went to the Browns. I can't think of his name right. It's something with a J. I know that. I can't think of it. Jarvis Landry. There you go. I couldn't think of it. Jarvis Landry. He shut down Jarvis Landry. I mean, these guys aren't no joke, bro. These guys aren't no joke. And he's holding his own. Not only holding his own, he's winning. I'm not even gonna say holding his own. Holding his own is like you're not letting nobody kill you. That's holding your own. He's not holding his own. He's winning. He is winning, okay? He is winning those matchups. So, I think, like I said, I think it's time we can start being like, yo, this nigga might be that dude. He might be that shutdown corner. But we'll see. The more we do with that, the defense, like I said, man, the defense is really all why I came on here, man. I'm really nervous about the defense, man. We're so close. We're so close to being a playoff team, man. And it's really going to rely on the defense. It's really what it is. It's going to rely on the defense. If we can get this defense in the middle of the pack, and I'm not saying statistically, I don't care where we end up statistically. I'm just saying if we're one of the better defenses, if we're one of the defenses in the middle of the pack, we're in the playoffs. So I just hope that's what happens, man. Let's see, we're about to be at 30 minutes. Let me read some of these comments. I know a lot of you guys are on here. Dre says, what's good, RTP? Dre says, the Bucs soft zone ain't cutting it. I hate soft zones. I hate soft zones, man. We just got to be more aggressive. And the other thing is not only it wasn't just because it was soft zones. That wasn't the killer. It was that they made it so difficult. They made it so difficult, our defense. So not only were we playing soft zones, but then there was coverages where they were just blown coverages, so it made it even easier to throw the ball on us. You know what I'm saying? Dre says the Bucs. I read that. Dre says the wide receivers need to get their hype back. I agree. The wide receivers need to get their hype back. And I already explained on the defense how I think the defense can get their hype back. I think I did. And basically all it is let's have 2 games. Let's have 2 games where we play like that, like we played against the Browns. The D-line has been playing like this all season. The D-line has been doing their job all season. Anyone that says the D-line hasn't been getting pressure or doing their job don't know what they're talking about. The D-line has been disruptive and causing problems every team all season. All season. It's been the secondary that's letting the defensive line down. Now, if we have 2 games where the secondary does their job and the defense is doing their job, I think they get their hype back. Um, and I think that'll be taken care of. Offensively, I think all it takes is James. That's really what I think. I think all it takes is Jameis. That's all it takes. Jameis getting his shit back, and I think, even if the offense got their shit together, the defense have to get their shit together. Because if the offense is, what is this guy doing? If the offense is just scoring, but the defense is just letting them score right back, that could be demoralizing too. The Bucs have the pieces to be unstoppable on offense. Oh, that reminds me. Peyton Barber did not practice today. Peyton Barber did not practice today. Could this be the game? Could this be the game where we see a lot of Rojo? Rojo gets his snaps. This could be the game where Peyton Barber loses the starting job. In a way, I want Peyton Barber to sit so we can let Rojo take a shot at it. To be honest, I still don't think our best running back has really touched a lot of the field. And it's Sean Wilson. So Sean Wilson is back. He should be getting some snaps too. This could be the game, man. Watch out for that. Mazeman says that whole "here we go again" attitude comes from whether you want to win or do you expect to win. That's the culture that takes it a while to shake off. It's mental. It's not just shaking it off though. You have to win. You have to win. You have to win. I think we shook it. We had it gone. Even in the Steelers game, like we were so hyped and we had it gone. But then it was like after that Chicago game, it was back. After that, there was a glimpse. Like I keep saying it, there was a glimpse of it in the Steelers game. But I think we really felt like, okay, we can still win. We're that dope. We can still win. We're that high-powered offense. We can still win. But then when that Chicago game came, it was like, okay, we're back to reality. We're not able to throw over the top anymore because now they're protecting it. And this defense is back to reality where we're confused again. We really wasn't confused at any other of the games defensively. Think about that. Defensively, we was not really confused like that in any other games. That Chicago game, we were confused every 4 defensive plays, we were confused. They had busted coverage. I don't know what happened or why we were so confused in that game. It was ridiculous. But then we did the same, not as much as the Chicago game, but we were still getting confused and giving up busted coverages in the Atlanta game. And I feel like ever since the Chicago game, the whole team just had that feel like, here we go, we're back to, we got the worst defense, we can't win games. Period. The only thing we had for us was the deep ball. They took the deep ball away from us, and we're not able to score as much as we need because our defense is just trash right now. So we had one good game, the Browns. And I think if we have another good game, I think we get it back. But the whole mentality of shaking off that mentality, it will never be gone until we make the playoffs, basically. Until we make the playoffs, it will never be gone. It'll never be gone until we make the playoffs. Until we win games, it'll never be gone. And that's the part that's tough. Dre said Evans, Howard, Jackson, Godwin are all unstoppable. Yep. Bucs for life. It's a Bucs for life. 813 says trade for Shady McCoy. No, no, I wouldn't trade for Shady McCoy. Mazeman 717 says the Browns had it last Sunday. That's why they'll continue to lose. I think the Browns, you know, I said this before, man. I don't like how people make this seem like oh, there was two teams that was um terrible in that game, because it really wasn't. It was really two good teams battling it out. They came back, they executed and came back in the second half. A lot of it had to do with us losing Quan Alexander and them being able to run the ball, but they did their job and they executed. They capitalized on one of our third string safeties. You know, it is what it is. They did what they had to do. Our defense stepped up, really stepped up, and it became a defensive game. Their defense is no slouch, and our defense actually stepped up to do what they had to do, just like their defense did. It really was a defensive game. I mean, it's like you could have said the same thing with the Eagles and the Panthers. You could have said the same thing, but no, because it's the Eagles and the Panthers, they say, oh, it was a good defensive game. Cam Newton came back at the end. But since it's the Browns and the Bucs, it's like, oh, both teams wanted to give that game away. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it's not, it's the same thing, but people look at it different because of the names. But really what it was, really what that game was two real good defensive teams trying to win a game. That's really what it was. And honestly, our team was still the better team, and our team should have won that game if it wasn't for our kicker, you know? And then our kicker came back at the end and made it happen. So, can I fit here? It's a tight squeeze, man. I don't want them niggas to hit my car. But yeah, hold on. I read the rest of you guys'. I never took that damn truck. Oh, he's right there. Shit. Yeah, I gotta go, guys. It's already time for me to go. Alright, guys. I know there's a lot of comments. I wasn't able to read you guys. I'll hit you guys up later. My trainer's waiting for me. We'll have another conversation tomorrow, okay? Deuce.